for joining the show today.
Well, I'm proud to be here. I'm looking forward to getting some more pizza. I really have enjoyed the pizza. Golly, it smells good here. And just walking through the inside on the way out here to the I don't know what this is called out here. I'll call it the porch. But, I mean, everybody's food sure looks good, Andrew.
Yeah, absolutely. Me and my wife come here about probably once or twice a week during each month, and it's really good pizza, really good food. They do a good job over here. Last time we were together, we were getting ready to play a football game. I wasn't here last week. Callaway was off, and I was out of town down in Mobile, and we were talking a little bit before we were coming on about. I was kind of down there helping out with the hurricane relief with Panama City, because that was just hit not too long ago, a little less than a year ago, and we were down there, Mexico Beach, Port St. Joe, Panama City, and it was just crazy to see how almost a year later it still looked, literally like a bomb had still gone off down there.
Well, I've been going down to Port St. Joe and Mexico Beach for a long time on vacation, and to see the devastation that hurricane brought is sad, and to know all the lives that were displaced, and just the time frame that it takes to rebuild, and I know that there's probably a lot of rural areas that are probably still not rebuilt, and just the road down and the path down on either side of the road looked like a lawnmower just came across a lot of timberland and mowed those trees down, and there's just debris everywhere, and we got started talking about that just because of the hurricane now that's getting close to the Florida coast and the Carolinas and the Georgia coast, and we just want to have our thoughts and prayers out to all those families that they're affected by it. We know that it's a catastrophic storm, and hopefully that folks will be safe, and again, a lot of families in our thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, same here. It was just really life-changing to see, the devastation down there, and how homes were completely, swept out to sea, and the trees, like you said, looked like they had been snapped like toothpicks, and this was 60 miles inland. So, our thoughts and prayers with everybody on the Panhandle and the Atlantic coast. So, Coach, we're going to take a timeout, and when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the bye week. This is the Kia of LaGrange Coaches Show, Callaway Edition, live at your pie.
Edge, orthopedic treatment with proven traditional methods to aid you in achieving an active, pain-free lifestyle. Emory Southern Orthopedics, getting you back into your game.
State Farm, Kathy here.
Hey, it's Mike. My team crazy. They even flipped over a car.
Whoa.
Turns out it's my car, though.
Oh.
But I don't want to be upset right now. I want to know State Farm's going to take care of this, right?
We got you covered, Mike.
Yes! Woo!
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Your State Farm agent is Matt Orr on the square in downtown LaGrange.
Now back to the Kia of LaGrange Coaches Show, live at your pie LaGrange.
right.
Welcome back to the Kia LaGrange Coaches Show, Callaway Edition, live here at Europi. Coach, we were talking about before we went to break, talking a little bit about the bye week. I just wanted to say, I appreciated the bye week. Me and my wife took a nice little trip to Nashville, watched Georgia play up there, spent a little time exploring Nashville. But what are some things that you do as a coach? It's been a while since I played for you. What are some things that you guys work on and do during a bye week to stay fresh?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you, Andrew. We rested.
Good. Okay.
We practiced 3 times. We were off on Monday and Friday, but from the Opelika game, our team was really sore and beat up,
Yep.
and not really beat up, but we were bumped and bruised, and so we felt like best thing we could do was take a day on Monday, and our young guys actually practiced Monday, but our varsity. We were in the film room, and we just felt like that was the best thing we could do. And then we practiced normal days now on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then Friday we gave the kids off again, and we went and watched other teams play. But I felt like it was a good week. I felt like we got some people healed up, and coming off the Opelika game, which was a really physical game. But you look back on that game, and I'm proud of our kids. I said that several times, but Opelika, they've got a dandy football team. They went on and beat Auburn High School this week, and you don't ever want to lose a game, but we lost to a good opponent, and I was proud of our kids, and I felt like they handled the off week well, and I think it came at a good time. We've been grinding and in the heat, and it's really been hot. The years of me doing this, I think that we've had a 2-3 week stretch of some of the hottest temperatures on the field that I remember, and I remember summers being hotter, but just a couple of weeks that we had out on the field were tough now, and so I thought that our bye week came at a good time off of playing Stars Mill, which was a good team, and then of course playing Opelika, and so we're fixing to start a long stretch right here that we won't have another week off until the last week of the season.
Yeah, and it's good to get, guys healed up and bruises and bumps healed. I went back and watched a little bit of the tape from the Opelika game, and you're right. Opelika was really big on the defensive front, and I tell you what, I was really impressed and proud of the offensive line. Guys that we got a couple of returning guys, and then you've got some guys that either haven't played much or haven't played at all until this point, and I thought they really did a good job of holding their own, especially in the running game. Tank, when it's all said and done, averaged almost 5.5 yards per carry in that football game.
Well, I felt like the strength, and I still feel like that, the strength of Opelika's team is their defensive line, and they rotated a lot of bodies. They were good across the board, but I think that their defensive line was really good, and they lost 2 really good inside linebackers from last year, but the guys they had this year were really good players, and then the back end of their defense was fast, and talking about our O-line, Tate Johnson, Jared Nation, Jacob Miles, Zach Neighbors at center, Austin Thomas, and then Cheeto Patterson at left tackle. Those guys, they had their hands full, and they played against some really big guys that could run. And again, I mentioned the rotation. I actually called Coach Speakman later on, and I talked to him, and I asked him about his defensive line rotation and how he's developed that, and he was really high on that group of kids. So again, it was a good effort for our guys. We just got to improve, though. We made a lot of mistakes, and we had some pre-snap penalties that hurt us. So we have to improve and get better and move forward. Yeah,
absolutely. And like you said, watching the tape, there's mistakes, there was some penalties, but those are all things that we can correct. And having that off week in between your next contest is really good to get those young guys watching film and get them an opportunity to say, hey, this is where we messed up, and learn from those mistakes, and so you can keep getting better each and every week.
That's right, and that's the key to getting better. And ultimately, you want to be good all year, but we really strive to get better, each week, and hopefully you're playing your best ball when you get into region, and then when you get toward the end of the year, and hopefully you're injury free and you can get into the playoffs, and you never know when if you've got a good team, and I feel like we've got a good team, and I don't ever want to get ahead, but so it's always one game at a time, and I'm gonna stop myself right there before I do. But anyway, we feel like we're in a good spot right now as far as injuries and just our game plan, our install, and I think their kids are excited, and we're looking forward to this week.
Yeah, we are too. It's going to be a big week. On the other side of the break, we're going to talk a little bit about the game coming up and a couple of more points from the Opelika game. This is the Key of LaGrange Coaches Show, Callaway Edition, live here at Your Pie on Bull Street.
It's the Bottom Line sales event, and it's happening now at Nissan of LaGrange. I am Katie Cates, and I am here to tell you that now is the time to shop for a new Nissan. We have incredible incentives, and as if that weren't enough, we are taking it one step further. We are pricing all in-stock new vehicles at dealer price. You heard me right. You pay what we pay. Visit us at nissanoflagrange.com, where we are always open to see for yourself, or come and see us in person on the Parkway. Nissan of LaGrange, your friendliest hometown dealer.
Life costs money, sometimes lots. First Franklin Financial has loans for living. Our Hogansville and LaGrange branches offer personal loans from $300 to $15,000 with payment plans to fit any budget. Stop by and meet the friendly Franklin folk at the location near you. Visit onefc.com to learn more. All loan terms and applicable APRs depend on meeting our underwriting and income criteria for the loan size requested and may require collateral. Georgia Residential Mortgage Licensee number 5656.
At Wellstar West Georgia Medical Center, we believe teamwork makes all the difference in your health. We believe that skilled people can achieve higher standards and exceptional results. We believe in a game plan that's focused on patient safety and quality care. At Wellstar West Georgia Medical Center in LaGrange, we believe in life well lived. To learn more about award-winning healthcare, visit wellstar.org/WGMC.
Isn't life crazy? One day, your fender gets dented by a runaway shopping cart. The next day, your kid's college entrance exam is a runaway success.
Yes, I got accepted.
But that's life. Some days you're the bug, some days you're the windshield. No worries, your State Farm agent is here in all of life's moments, the good and the not so good, to help life go right. So good day, bad day, any day, let's talk.
State Farm agent Matt Orr on the square in downtown LaGrange. Now back to the Key of LaGrange Coaches Show, live at Your Pie LaGrange.
Welcome back to the Key of LaGrange Coaches Show, Callaway Edition, live here at Your Pie. Coach, we were, before the break, talking a little bit about that Opelika game, and a couple of things I wanted to bring up, too. We talked about that offensive line doing a really good job. You mentioned Cheeto Patterson and Zach Neighbors doing a really good job. Austin Thomas, and obviously Tate Johnson and those guys doing a really good job for you. But talk a little bit about Coach Hubbard's defense and that defensive line. A lot of new starters coming in, guys that you're trying to do pass rush, understanding your your rush lanes, staying fundamentals, sealing the edge and stuff like that. Just talk for a minute how you thought those guys did.
Well, I thought that they did unbelievable. We've got two returning starters on our defense, and I think Coach Hubbard and the defensive staff have done a great job. And those guys are getting more confident each week, and they're playing faster and learning and angles and fits, and I'm excited about down the road with them. R.J. Williams had one of his best ball games ever. Typical R.J. style at Will linebacker, Charlie Dixon at Sam linebacker. This is Charlie's played before, but it was his first big start at the inside backer for us, and I was really proud of his leadership. But I felt like Charlie played a really good second half. In the first half, it was he did well in the first half, leading the huddle and getting us in the right formation. But I felt like he had a really good second half. But going back to RJ, he had double-digit tackles and just played really fast, and was really a leader on our defense. And two of our defensive ends, Anthony Elliott, Keyshawn Suggs.
Yeah.
Those guys, along with RJ, probably were our three top defensive players, and they really had good energy, ran to the ball, brought a physicality. Jabari Smith, Trey Stevens inside. Trey's just a 10th grader, but he's growing each week. And I think Coach Bruce does a great job with those guys. And he rotates again. He rotates a lot of bodies in there, but the 4 that I mentioned are our starters, and I think they did a great job against Opelika, a really good team.
Yeah, they did. And you mentioned Jabari Smith. He was playing fullback last year, so he was learning a new position. And RJ reminds me of a player that you used to coach, Jeffrey Cameron. I feel like Jeffrey, when he played, was on every single tackle from his middle linebacker position. And I feel like RJ, even last year with Telly, in the middle of that defense with Telly, I feel like those two were on every single tackle.
I want to say this. I want to tell RJ Williams, you gave him a phenomenal compliment. I think Jeffrey Cameron might be he might be the best defensive player one of the best I know that I've ever been a part of. And Jeffrey Cameron is so special and a physical guy. Golly, he would hit you.
I remember when he hit Isaiah Crowell in that game. That was a phenomenal hit.
Very, very special young man. So I can't wait to pass that on to RJ. But I think he gets better each week. He's confident, and we're excited about his season coming up. And I think the back end of our defense played well. Jacob Freeman at safety. Osiris at corner, and then Jalen Shepard at the other corner. Those guys had a big game, and I think that they played well. But so from a defensive standpoint, we held Opelika to 10 points. But more so than that, they had their backs against the wall a lot of times.
They did.
We had 4 turnovers, and so Opelika had the ball in our territory several times, and we kept them from scoring. And I think that's just it's a tribute to Coach Hubbard, and I think he did a great job with his play calling and the defensive staff. But just the effort of our guys, it would have been easy. Particularly in the second half, we were tired, and it was they rotate a lot of people, and they really, that's a big school, and they got a lot more depth than we do, and
they do, yep.
So they're able to roll bodies that we just, we don't have that numbers, and so for our kids to keep standing up time and time again and fighting throughout the game, I was really proud of them, and I was proud of their effort, and I think that that it made us better for down the road, and that's why again, I don't want to lose a football game, but you come away from a game like playing Opelika, that's a school with, that's a big school, and they got a lot of depth, and they got great coaches, and so you come away from that game, even in a loss of 10-7. I mean, I'm fired up. I'm fired up about our football team and what we got down the road. So. The youth of our team, we're talking about defense. We got 2 guys back on defense.
Yep.
So to go into that game, we had some concerns. And again, we got a long way to go to get to where we need to be, and a long way. But I think that the attitude of our team and the work ethic of our team is going to get us there.
Yeah, I do too. And I think that young defense really answered the bell in that Opelika game. On the other side of the break, we're going to talk a little bit about this week. Callaway got a big game over at Callaway Stadium against the LaGrange High Grangers. You are listening to the Kia of LaGrange Coaches Show, Callaway edition, live at your pie.
Hi, football fans. This is Jonathan Moosemeyer from Glenn Smith in Opelika. We are happy to be a sponsor of high school football. We believe that high school athletics builds character among young people, and we are honored to lend our support. This is a great area to live, play, work, worship, and retire. In our 27th year, we are your Chevrolet Buick and GMC dealer with over 600 new and used vehicles every day. Online at glennsmith.com. Glenn Smith Chevrolet Buick GMC. Get ready to smile.
Life costs money, sometimes lots. First Franklin Financial has loans for living. Our Hogansville and LaGrange branches offer personal loans from $300 to $15,000 with payment plans to fit any budget. Stop by and meet the friendly Franklin folk at the location near you. Visit onefc.com to learn more. All loan terms and applicable APRs depend on meeting our underwriting and income criteria for the loan size requested and may require collateral. Georgia Residential Mortgage Licensee number 5656.
If you need medical treatment at the highest level and want care that's personal, turn to WellStar. We offer the latest procedures at Georgia's first certified comprehensive cardiac center, along with an innovative approach to fighting cancer, where specialists collaborate to accelerate diagnosis and treatment. We're also home to a top-level stroke program that performs life-saving operations every day. At Wellstar, we care for the whole you. Learn more at wellstar.org.
State Farm, Kathy here.
Hey, it's Mike. My team just pulled off the biggest upset ever.
Nice, Mike.
And some fans are getting crazy. They even flipped over a car.
Whoa.
Turns out it's my car, though.
Oh.
But I don't want to be upset right now. I want to know State Farm's going to take care of this, right?
We got you covered, Mike.
Yes! Woo!
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Your State Farm agent is Matt Orr on the square in downtown LaGrange.
Now back to the Kia of LaGrange Coaches Show, live at your pile LaGrange.
All right, welcome back to the Kia of LaGrange Coaches Show, Callaway edition, live at your pie. Speaking of Kia of LaGrange, I think we got Coleman outside in one of those brand new Kias out there. Coleman, can you hear us?
Yeah, I am here, and I tell you what, wow, I am sitting in a Kia Stinger. It is a fabulous sports car, an amazing rocket ship of a machine, and it is. I've got it idling right now. I'll rev it up for you here. Let's see. We'll turn the air off, and then
let's hear that bad boy.
There you go. I don't know if you could hear it or not because they're quiet. I just scared some people walking by.
Yeah, I think the two people walking by were confused. But Coleman, it looks like they got an iPad on the dashboard. What's going on right there? Is it a little touch
actually,
screen?
it's Android Auto,
okay.
which is so it's kind of like Apple Play, but it's Android's version of it. And of course, they have that in here, heads-up display, cameras all over the car. Not to mention a really cool steering wheel, and it's all about the performance. It's like 0 to 60 in 4.7 seconds. Just tons of horsepower, beautiful handling. If you're looking for a unbelievable, fun sports car, high quality design, and everything that Kia can do for you, you want a Kia Stinger, and they have them at Kia of LaGrange. Y'all got to sit in it too. What did the coach think about it?
Coleman, you were looking sharp out there. You look like you're ready for NASCAR. I mean, maybe Talladega or something over there.
You don't have to ask me twice, man. I'm ready to go. Well, I love thinking that I'm a race car driver.
Well, that's a beautiful car, and we thank Kia of LaGrange for sponsoring the show, and they got some beautiful cars out there. So you ought to go down there and check them out. Coach, before we went to break, big game this week, Friday night. We'll be back at Callaway Stadium. We won't be the home team, but we'll be in a familiar environment, playing a LaGrange team that got a big win against Heard County on the road.
It was a huge win. Anytime you can go up to Franklin at Staples Stadium and get a win, that's good stuff. I mean, Heard County's got a great program, and so to get a win in Franklin is very special. And looking at LaGrange, I think they look really good. Their offensive line is huge. I think their quarterback does a great job. He's a great player, and again they got a lot of skilled guys, and defensively they're fast and physical. So it's going to be a big challenge for us Friday night, and there will be an awesome crowd. I know that the atmosphere of this game is always very special, so we're looking forward to that. But again, it's the next game for us as well, right, too. And our kids have been working hard and preparing for this week, just like they would any week. So, we don't treat anything any different. It's just I know, and it's a big stage, and there will be a lot of people there, and the kids and the families know one another. So there will be a lot of excitement. But again, we just have to go out and we have to play our kind of ball, and hopefully be successul. But looking forward to it, and we're looking back to getting on the field on Friday night after our off week. I felt like it was good to us, and but we are looking forward to getting to the Friday night atmosphere again.
Yeah, we are too. That game's going to be 7:30 Friday night at Callaway Stadium. Once again, Callaway facing the LaGrange High School Grangers. So we hope to see everybody out there. We know the Callaway fans will travel well. So For head coach Pete Wiggins, I'm Andrew Callaway. This has been the Key of LaGrange Coaches Show live at Your Pie. We'll see you at the same time, same place next week. And as always, go Cavs.
There's a secret to beating injuries or ailments. Get the right team. Emory Southern Orthopedics